WIIFTBP WIIFTBP Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP Media's just for you and me.
Jackson. If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like me said. Randy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we're about 60 years old. I be done had a heart.
You gotta get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
Yeah. All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't. You don't like that? Yeah. I don't like that.
Because I'm the boss of this thing.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right. Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
How about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
Now the skies could fall should call. The world, it seems so very small. 'Cause nothing even matters at all. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters at all. Nothing even matters. Nothing even
See, I don't need no alcohol. Your love makes me feel 10 feet tall. Without it, I go through withdrawal. 'Cause nothing even matters at all. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. Nothing even
These buildings can drift out to sea, a natural catastrophe, but there's no place I'd rather be, 'cause nothing even matters to me. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters.
You're part of my identity. I sometimes have a tendency to look at you religiously. Yeah, but nothing even matters to me.
Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. You won't find me at no store. I have no time for manicures. With you, it's never either or. 'Cause nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters at all. Nothing even Nothing even matters.
Now my team could score and make it to the Final Four. Just repossess me 4x4. Yeah, 'cause nothing even matters no more. Nothing even matters, yeah, yeah. Oh,
Nothing WIIFTBP and
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Mays Jackson. Mays Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Mays Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Mays said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Mayor Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happening in town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis in the building. No Ruthie Moore. Still wrenching. I think was yesterday the last day of summer. It's today the last day of summer.
I think it was like the 23rd, if I'm not mistaken.
The 23rd? I thought it was the 22nd.
Okay, I was going to say, it's either the 23rd or the 22nd. It's
okay.
You're right.
So it's already switching up on us, though. It's a little chilly out there this morning. I noticed it was a little rainy. I got a long sleeve on. Turn the air. The air is right by the heat. So it's like right in the middle.
Yeah.
Like if I click it just 2 degrees the other way, it's gonna click in heat.
Yeah, I feel it.
And it's like it's like in a state of flux. It'll be like it'd be like it turn on then it turn off. Then it turn on then it turn off.
You know what get me is when I go to sleep and it's hot, and then when you wake up in the like we got to get up early and it's cold in the mud in my room. My AC was on last night because it was a little hot. But, this morning is like 60, 50 now. I'm cold. But according to Siri, today is the last day of summer.
Okay. So it seemed, that would make it the 22nd is the first day of fall.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I sleep in all type of just different, like I will put on a blanket in the middle of the summer.
I got to sleep with a blanket.
You know what? And if I sleep with a fan on, I'm sick.
Yeah.
If you turn on the fan, I could be hot to the motherfucker, but if you turn the fan on, I will wake up sick.
You can't put it right under. I don't know. I don't understand how people put it right under. You can't put it right underneath.
Cause you be so hot.
But you know what's going on.
No, but you just be like, I could be. You fall asleep though.
Summer colds are the worst.
Oh God, man. I'm gonna tell you though, Riis. Since I stopped drinking milk, I have not had a cold really. I have not had a cold. I haven't had an asthma attack, and I know people will laugh, but my cousin has not had an asthma attack since he started smoking.
Man,
is it clicking already?
No.
Oh, you're making me nervous. All right. You start moving around back there. I'll be like, oh, Lord, what's going on? Is it already going? All right, Riis. Yeah, man, this is the Maze Jackson Show. No Ruthie. All right, y'all. We're going to have a vote. I'm going to put the vote up this week. Do we take Todd's name off the title?
Oh, man. I got to bet against it because he frat. This by
you got to bet against him?
I got to.
Do we take his name off the title? Do we take his name off? Riis, I'm doing everybody's title over because tomorrow we got all the new shows cracking.
We do?
Yeah, well, we got, no, we don't.
I guess.
Hey, Riis,
nobody called me nothing.
We got to have a staff meeting. You got to call a staff meeting. I'll call a staff meeting. But Riis, I'm just telling you, man. Yeah, man. It's getting ready to get crazy out here.
No, I'm ready for it now. I'm ready for it though.
You ready? I'm ready. I'm ready too, man. I'm ready for, cause you know what though? It's a lot less stress. I'll be honest with you, bro. No, I didn't say MFR, did I?
No.
Oh, I was like, dang, did I? I was like, I ain't that cracking this early in the morning.
Started, right?
Good Lord, I ain't started already. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, Riis the Ruler. Riis, how you feeling this morning, though? I've been talking to you, but how you feeling?
I'm blessed by the best. You know the rest, man. I actually woke up today pretty good. I got some sleep yesterday a little bit. You know how you...
I mean, because you only work 2 jobs? What you do?
Oh, man, I only worked 1 yesterday. That's all I needed yesterday.
Okay, cool.
Your body be like, all right, today we're going to at least do a little sleep. So I got a little sleep.
Man.
It's hard, though, because a lot of stuff I could have got done, but sometimes you need that little rest.
You know what? I've come to recognize that I have too. Yesterday, the chair just be telling me when it's time to go to sleep. Hold on, let me stop. Did anybody watch? Okay, I missed the Muhammad Ali the first day. But I sure watched it yesterday. Shout out to Salim Muwakil, dog.
It's good.
Man, Joe, that bad boy, and they doing like 2 hours a night for 4 nights, I think. It's a Ken Burns. Shout out to Salim Muwakil. Salim put if he wasn't who he was, Salim would be an international player. And I feel like he could have been an international player anyway. We just gonna let that be somewhere else. But he had his squared off goatee going on, snap. Right? Like the old school, come around with the wop straight across the bottom. Then he had, and then he was halfway like narrating part of it. Right? Like he was the back, and they was showing, man, Joe, they showed brutal Ali. Like I feel like I never really saw like fight, like, he beat the brakes off of Floyd Patterson. Said, say my name, dog. It was, I had never seen his face like that close, mad. Like, where he, how it was somebody beating you, he was beating the brakes off of him, talking to him the whole time. Said he just punched him up and kept him up for 12 rounds just so he could abuse him. They said Ali was a cruel, mean fighter. I was like, go on here, dog. But yeah, Joe, y'all gotta check that out. So, you gotta probably tune in tonight, at 8:00 on. I hate to promote Chicago Tonight, but I really do love watching Chicago Tonight. So right after Chicago Tonight, it comes on. So check it out tonight. Check it out. Yeah, man. And then I missed episode 1. I'm gonna get episode. I won't miss any more though. And I got him set to record. But yo, that was pretty dope. This was the one where he dismissed Elijah. He dismissed Muhammad Ali.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, check it out. All right, y'all. This is the Mace Jackson Show. Yesterday, big announcement. The real boss of the house, President Carrie K. Steele, announced that she is running for Cook County Assessor. She was all over the newspapers and stuff yesterday, this morning. You check out, what, I gotta send a shout out to the newspapers, and I hope I don't get in trouble, but usually how they show a picture of people, whenever they show black people, they show them like all they mouth open and something. I just must tell you that when I saw my wife in the paper today, I was just like, dang.
Which paper she in?
She's in the picture is in the Sun Times.
Okay.
It's yeah, man. And I just gotta say this, and then I know I'm gonna get in trouble. So the consultants tell me I'm not allowed to talk, and I got to be quiet and, don't be I told you they're going to try and use me against her. But, can you imagine that her opponent is trying to paint her as the machine candidate? Now, if there has been anybody that has been the machine has not wanted to see succeed. And now, I'm just telling y'all, I need y'all just to, I told y'all yesterday and I won't do it again, but I am going to do it again. But I need y'all to be the hedge of protection. I need y'all, when y'all start seeing them people popping off, we need a, what Beyonce got? She got the beehive. Man, I need y'all to be the social media K-hive or whatever. Something. But don't let them pull it. Don't let them pull it. Right. Thank you. What your name is. Right? Like, who is the Illinois Minotti? You better stop it. Remember, don't make me pull out the old phone call, the old tapes. Riis, did I ever tell you about that time we had the tapes of the people, they was plotting and conspiring, and somebody left their Facebook Live on, and we heard the whole thing? Like, somebody called me and said, hey, Joe, you need to listen to, like, when the screen go black, just keep listening. They had all of the biggest, everybody plotting to take her down. And it was like all on tape. And it was like, can you imagine when you get caught on tape and then it's like every time I see them, I'll be like,
yeah.
They be like, hi. I'll be like, yeah, I know I ain't forgot, but alrighty.
I caught somebody like that robbed my house. I promise you.
What do you, Riis? Okay, Riis, y'all, I gotta say this. Y'all better never talk about me and my stories. Don't talk about me and my story. Riis, tell me this. Okay, we're going to forget the headlines. Riis, to explain to us how you caught somebody who robbed you. Yeah, I do.
The story is too much.
Riis.
Basically, man, it's too much. Basically, I dated this girl. She, she just stayed with me. I had put out, but her mama still stayed with me. She was mad, so she had like her mama meet her to like lunch, and she had her cousins like go over and like rob my house. The whole time she like called me like she don't know like what happened. But what happened was she got friends with another one of my exes, because you know how two exes but then she told the other ex while they was hanging with your cousin, and then she was like, oh yeah, I robbed DJ. And so she was like, nah. So the friend called me, was like, hey, I don't like you, but I don't not like you like this. So she was like, watch this. So she had recorded the girl saying like everything that she had robbed from me. Crazy, man. Crazy. And then to this day, I had actually spoke with her and I played it. And she was like, oh, that's not me. That's not me.
Eddie Murphy.
That's not me right there.
It wasn't me.
Literally the whole conversation. Oh, no, that's not me. Oh, okay. So yeah, I know that can be, when you look at them, like, yeah, but yeah.
Hey, Riis, we gonna have, you know what? We might, I'm against this. I'm against anybody having any space in my universe, but we might have to have the Riis tales. Like, we might have to once a week just have you tell us a Riis story. Because, Riis, I'm just telling you, through Poverty Week, Joe, I'm telling you, we could have raised about a couple hundred. We could have raised some money on that. We could have made some money. I'm telling you, Riis. The sleep in the jeans with
cold.
Joe. Hey, Joe.
I'm telling you.
You know what, man?
Riis,
you got some good stories, man.
All true.
Hey, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show where you can get it all true. That's how I feel, Riis, but don't nobody want to believe me. I be trying to tell them. I did not invent Chicago hip-hop. I didn't. I know y'all want to say that. Anyway. All right, so how about this one? Did y'all see the mayor's budget address yesterday? I was going to call it the mayor's budget speech, but it was the mayor's budget preach. Did you hear her? She was taking us, she said we was the Israelites and we was getting led out the desert. Hey, Joe, yesterday the mayor fully pivoted out of the white people. She pivoted out of the white people. She preached to the black people, but then Riis, you know what she did? She called, hold on, I'm going to find the headline. Because when you see the headline, I'm going to be like, I told y'all so. I told y'all so. But anyway, yesterday, Mayor Lori Lightfoot delivered her budget. I think she officially left the white people alone because she knows she can't win with them. So she is gone.
right, y'all. She said she gonna take us to the promised land. Let me see how did they title that? They said she was gonna have the most. What was it? I gotta find it, Reese, because it was like, I told y'all this is what she was gonna say. Balanced budget with an eye towards equity. That's the headline in the paper. Didn't I tell y'all yesterday she was gonna say something like it was the most equity based because she done left the white folks. The white folks left her, and so did y'all see her quoting the Old Testament? She was quoting Moses, but she was also quoting the Old Testament. And I was like, man, Lightfoot, you need to be cool on quoting. Now, you know I'm the son of a preacher, man. So you got to watch quoting the Old Testament, because in the Old Testament, they might have, y'all remember the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? That was in the Old Testament. Lot's wife, remember? Remember they went and they was sinning and Sodoming and Gomorrah? Remember? I was like, Madam Mayor, you might stay out. You need to stay out the Old Testament. I ain't even tripping. No shade at all, but stay out the Old Testament, because if you keep scrolling, they might have. Yay, stick with the New Testament. You know where he said, love your neighbor like yourself. Then ain't no rules to the whole game. It's like your neighbor. But Lot. Y'all remember Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Okay, I'm just telling you, stay out. And that was in Genesis too. Stay out the Bible. Stay out the Old Testament, Madam Mayor. I'm just telling you. Don't be mad. Arms too short to box with God. All right, y'all saw the cannabis debate yesterday? Devin, I think you're right. Alderman Jason Irvin has, I think, gone full Mayor Lightfoot. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on. I'm not going to talk about it from the standpoint. I've decided that I'm going to do more analyst than projection in this one, because I also want to talk about, sometimes I be feeling like y'all, some people have entered the story at the middle of the book, and so you don't know how the main character became the main character, and so you make conclusions based on middle to the end, not beginning to the end. You know that you have we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. So I'm gonna also talk to you about Alderman Irvin and his decision to go with the mayor, and I'm gonna talk about it in the standpoint of the power dynamics, right? Because I think we look at it emotionally, and I think when you play in the game of power, it's an unemotional thing. And even if you have passion, that passion always has to be channeled into logic, right? And you got to make your calculations, because the ultimate is you don't really want to wind up with the loser. I mean, people say that, but the loser can't really help its people, if that makes sense. So we're going to talk about it a little bit later. Also, did you see, Riis did something you better be careful on, man. Did you see they had the Four Corner Hustler trial that started? You like, why you say that? I'm just saying, hey, man, you from out west, man. You got to be careful. Hey, man, I was going to talk about this, but after I seen what happened to all the witnesses and all the other people and everything they going, I'm just going to say there will be a trial. They are trying, who they are alleging is the leader of the Four Corner Hustlers. And even the feds are nervous. It's crazy. Like, they like nervous.
Yeah, that mean that body's about to start dropping.
Nervous. Hey, bro. Hey. That's why I'm just telling you, I'm staying top line.
Yeah, that happened about a little bit over 10 years ago in the power structure. So now even though they're going to be like shooting each other now, trying to take over.
Oh,
So like it was like 2010 or something. Like something happened like that. They went to jail. And so like for like about the whole 4 months, whoever was in command got killed. It was like crazy over there where I stay at too.
I told Riis stories.
Well, the old where I stay at.
Now you stay by Taco Tuesday.
I stay in the suburbs.
Taco Tuesday, it ain't gonna be the suburbs much longer. Look, you finna be. I was gonna name a suburb. Let me say, how about this? You gonna be Harvey West soon? They gonna be Forest Park World.
I'll be moving in You know how you say if you ever see a mouse, you moving. What happens to the hood?
If you see Taco Tuesday, dog, it's already on the list. I'm moving. All right, y'all, let's say hello to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. Welcome to everybody on WBGX 1570 AM. You are listening to the Mays Jackson Show, where they are watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. If you are on WBGX, you're listening to us on 1570 AM, or you could be listening to us on the TuneIn app. However you're taking in the show, we appreciate you being here. And check this out. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Riis, we're going to finish up these headlines. Then we're going to go into the social media question of the day. I showed yesterday the picture. Did I show the picture yesterday of the Haitian slave trade that was going on down in Texas? The slave catcher. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that because I feel like I didn't really get into it, and I want to hear from you all because I want to understand, how does that happen? Like, how? There's never since all the immigrant stuff that we seen happen, I've never seen an image like that. Hey, Riis, you know what we didn't do? We didn't get the soul plane up. So let's do this. On the way out to the break, let's take the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. When we come back, we'll be up in the air. Let's do it. Let's go up, up, up and away. This is the Mays Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Mays Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Oh, man. They done messed around and gave New Era Chicago their own radio show. What they do that for?
You done messed up! So what we doing, bro?
Man, we talking about power.
Did you say power?
Not rights and equality, but power. We ain't begging, we building.
In that order, Chicago, and we got dope segments. Hey, yo, sis, holla at them.
Peace and love, family. It's Sister E of New Era Chicago in the building, dropping the statistics, holistics, and of course the ballistics. Good for the mind, body, and the soul. Let's get it, family.
And this your boy D Cook coming with straight facts. If you don't know, now you know.
And this is your other sister, Omo Oya Music, coming in peace, love, and light, getting real with my people so we can quit with the bull spit.
And this brother E, and I'm gonna wrap it up with the power surge.
Listen, it's going down every Wednesday night, 5 to 6 p.m. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's the Black Power Hour, New Era Chicago Radio on What's in It for the Black People Media.
All power to the people.
All power to the people.
All love it.
Yeah, I love being black, Hey, do this for my people.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:35 a.m. and I'm Reach the Ruler with your traffic and weather report. On the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop is 26 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare is 18. On the Eden, inbound from Deerfield to the Exchange is 32 minutes. Exchange back to Deerfield will be 29. The Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 38 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 30. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 31 minutes. Outbound will be 39. On the Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 41 minutes. 30 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 16 minutes to the Loop, 15 minutes back out to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson, as well as Jackson to 55th is 7 minutes. On the north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr, as well as Bryn Mawr back to Randolph is 8 minutes. Today's weather is currently 66 and cloudy. Expect rain throughout the late night and early morning. Today will be a high of 75 with a low of 61. I'm Reach the Ruler. Now here's Find Me on the Mays Jackson Show.
Yeah, man. Ideas,
You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. It's so clear to see that you wanna be free. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. It's so clear to see that you wanna be free.
Let's go.
Standing my ground, I can't mess around. It's like my time is in a bottle, captured by your love. Now I know women's got this thing going on. We can't stay around so long, but I wanna come correct. Baby, get your foot off my neck. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. Understand clearly that you wanna be free. It's the time that you spend making me think within. It's the trust still beginning. Fade away from beginning of the day. I can see you trembling times, and I can see you wondering mine. Is it me considered? Shoot us with it. See, you don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. It's so clear to see, baby, that you wanna be free. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind thee. It's so clear to see that you wanna be free. Yeah. I'm just trying to be the best I can. You can call me the troubling man. Matter of fact, I'm from the side of the street. Baby girl, you're calling on me. At the time that I feel the presence around me, something that I can't let go. It's your time, everything around me there. I just wanna hold on, but you don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. It's so clear to see that you wanna be free.
You are listening to the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Got my man Riis the Ruler in the building. DJ Riis. Hey man, I'm gonna tell you. I know a lot of people that live out west, and it seems like anytime there is some sort of uproar or some sort of turnover, Riis, there usually tends to be a power struggle that essentially affects everybody, right? Like everybody got to be on high alert. Everybody got to be watching their back until it all settles. I don't know, man. It's just kind of unfortunate that this stuff happens. And like, I always just wish, like I feel like if you took it up north and did it to somebody, I wouldn't be so mad. But sometimes I just wish it wasn't in our community. All right, Riis. Speaking of that 61-12, did you see that this weekend? That's the number. 61 shot, 12 dead. I, for one, am grateful that the summer is now over, because I think they'll stop taking the emphasis off the murder, if that makes sense. I feel like they'll take the emphasis off of, like, we'll stop the summer death count, and then they can stop trying to get a total and say we had more people than this and whatever. All right, y'all. Mays Jackson Show. Riis, let me get that big voice, man. I'm ready to do this, and then I want you to open the lines. It's time for Riis, give it to me.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
What I want to know is, how is what is happening in Texas possible? Riis, I put the picture up on the screen. I don't know if you all can see it right now, but on the screen I have a picture of what appears to be a white slave catcher chasing two, for all I can see, black men running through the desert. Now, Riis, I'm going to tell you, this picture that I'm looking at looks like a scene straight out of Roots, minus the plastic, blue plastic bags, and minus, actually, the Border Patrol agents on horseback look like slave catchers. I don't know why this picture seems so disturbing to me, but it is.
And I would tell you that it seems like there is relative silence as it comes to this. Now, they've already said that they are flying back the Haitians back 3,000 at a time. You know when I know something is bogus, Riis? When Big Swill watched the news the whole day. And when I saw Big Swill yesterday, he said, man, Joe, this bogus, man. They flying people back 3,000 people at a time. 3 plane loads at a time. He said, Joe, I'm just watching this. It's crazy. And I'm looking at this picture, Riis, and I'm saying to myself, how is this possible? Like, then I got to go back to, what was it, Chucks and Pearls? Because remember, during the election cycle, all of the black Democrats were down at the Texas border crying for kids sleeping in cages. Yo, I want to understand, how is it possible to justify the silence on this? Now, let me back up, because I was talking about this yesterday. I know that there's a big separation in our country right now. There's a big debate about ADOS, about American descendants of slavery. And we know that there are times in other communities, black communities, where they shun being associated with black folks. But we can't help but see ourselves in this picture. Because I don't think that if you put a black American in that desert and he was just minding his own business and had a right to be there, he still would be subject to this treatment and would have to prove himself. Yo, did we see black legislators down at the border? I gotta ask you, did we see black legislators going down, flying down? Did we see white congressmen going all the way down? Did we? Didn't we? Do y'all remember people crying and comparing it to slavery-like conditions? Only to look at this picture, and can I tell you, I feel like there's relative silence. They said that the pictures are disturbing. Now, I want to open up the phone lines. I'm going to give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. I want you to look at the picture, and I want you to help me understand, why is there nobody saying anything about this? Why aren't black legislators, why aren't the people that were crying over black, over white, over Latino immigrants doing anything to stop this from happening? Help me understand. Is there clearly there's a difference between how black, remember how when Katrina happened and they said we were refugees in our own country? Remember that? There is clearly the ability to justify a different treatment for black people. And there is a genuine lack of concern. Where is the outrage? It's funny. Do y'all remember when President Trump called it a Shatoli country? I don't know if y'all remember that. When President Trump was like, Haiti is a Shatoli country and those African countries are Shatoli countries. and everybody and Democrats were all up in arms, and they were using it, and they were saying, and they were like, this is racist, and they waved it in front of our faces, and they got us all. This is happening in our country right now with Democratic leadership. The President of the United States can impact this. Where is Sheila Jackson Lee? Where is Benny, whatever his name is? Where's the Black Caucus? Yo, guys, this, I realize that there's an ADOS situation, but I feel like this could be you. Like this literally, I think y'all gotta look at the picture up close, because I don't think y'all feel me. I don't think y'all understand how crazy this picture is. Look at that. Do they issue horses for the Homeland Security? Like, no, I'm just saying, did dude bring his own horse to the race? Did they say, somebody asked, is it a whip? It's a whip or a lasso. It's how they treat animals. Like, cuz, do you see that picture? Like, yeah, did y'all, I really want to show you opening scenes of Roots. That you telling me that don't look like, if you couldn't put that in the African desert? Look at that picture. I want to know, when did the United States start issuing horses? I mean, am I crazy? Oh, see? Now look at Juan trying to wave it in our face. Look at Juan Rangel said, where's Kamala? She probably somewhere having Chucks and Pearls taking selfies. Can I ask, give us a call, 872-259-7474. Like, is there no outrage anywhere in the country over this? Like, you mean, where's AOC? You know, I want to ask my man Patrick Brutus, what's going on? Like, where's the, like, you know, we'll send materials over to Haiti, right? They'll tell us, hey, round up, send them some packages. But when they come and do y'all understand we're going to take care of Afghans right now? Hey, Riis, did you know that if you provide housing for the Afghans right now, it's $5,000 a person a month for rent?
Really?
Look, you like throwing on, you about to learn Arabic, you about to learn Afghani? Riis, check this out. So for a family of 4, they will pay you $20,000 a month to house them.
They can have my house right now. Right now. I ain't lying to you. They can send me that link, man.
Riis, I gotta ask you though, where is the outrage? Let's go to the live line. You know, always coming with the comments is Brother Frank. Brother Frank, you on the Mays Jackson Show. What's up, man?
Nothing much, Brother Mays.
Don't put us on speakerphone.
Oh my God. Okay, okay, is that better? Is that much better?
Yes, that's much better, Brother Frank.
I can hardly hear you though, but that's okay. Listen, Brother Mays, you see, we're not being totally honest here. Okay. I had to turn to Reverend Al to help me understand it, because see, I was on the fence. And he did say me straight. The bottom line is, everyone down there should be treated equally. You know what I'm saying? It should be one step steering program. All right. But listen, let's be honest here. All right. Don't get mad at me, y'all. But listen, what are you expecting them to do? Jump off the horse and chase them? Use motorcycles? Listen, Brother Mays, if someone was trying to break into your house and you looked up someone trying to break into your house, what would you do? You're going to blow their butt away. You're trying to enter the country illegally. Bro Frank.
Have you seen, Bro Frank, respectfully, have you seen any pictures of anybody else getting chased down on horses in the border crisis. And Brother Frank, it's nothing that you don't feel no type of way about seeing a white man with a lasso around a black dude riding down on a horse. That don't move you back.
I sure do. I sure do, Brother Mays. I understand the compassion. If anyone I have compassion of, Brother Mays, it's for the Haitians. And I'm going to tell you why. It's not because they're black. It's because their land is uninhabitable. Not even counting the hurricanes that destroys everything every two or 3 years, but the earthquakes that shatters everything. They should be flying these people back to France, not to back to Haiti.
When last time you went to Haiti, Brother Frank?
I don't want to see no one come over here.
Brother Frank.
I don't care what color his skin is, and gonna get pushed in front of us and be automatically given everything that we're still fighting for. You see what I'm saying? Of course I have compassion for this, Brother May, but let's be honest, you guys. What do we expect of them to do? Okay?
It's 13,000 Haitians. It's 10 million.
Even in Africa, they use other black people to run down the slaves they're trying to catch. I mean, you're trying to break into my house. Brother May, let's be honest. If I wake up and catch someone trying to break into my house, I'm going to blow their butt away. I mean, what do we expect them to do, Brother May? Let's be honest, you guys. Let's be honest. These are the descendants of the slaves that the French had in bondage down there. French settlers, French slave masters, you know what I'm saying? Just like we are the descendants of the slaves that brought here by the English. That's why we speak English. You see what I'm saying? These are France's problem. I would fly these people straight to the French border and say, France, this is the mess of y'all making. We're not going to take care of our descendants of the slave we held in bondage, and y'all's too. France may be a little tender, but they'll get over it. That's what should be going on with these people, brother man. I see it like this. What we expect them to do, brother man? You're trying to break into my house. We're not being honest because they're black. Of course, don't be treated like this. You're not doing Hispanics like this. Of course, I understand that part. Of course, I do. Brother man, I can't say no other way but that. We got to be honest with ourselves, brother man.
Yeah, we are still slaves in America. Thank you, Brother Frank. Brother Frank.
Okay.
I'm you know, Brother Frank, I usually, you know, I try to run some interference for you sometimes, Brother Frank. I can't on this one, and I'm gonna take a deep breath, and I'm gonna take the next call. I ain't gonna even respond to that because right now my pressure is all the way up, Brother Frank. But you know I love you because you are the president of the phone you are the president of the phone club. But Lord have mercy, you make these calls. You made that call hard. Let me go to the next caller. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson show. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, can you hear me?
We can, yes.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, you know what they got? Your lying eyes are just deceiving you. I'm giving crap. They up to their old Dixie crack tricks. Talking about now, they saying, They cowering out saying, well, you know, everyone should be treated equal. They ain't got the heart, the backbone to stand up to their liberal masters. And that's the bottom line. Just like Malcolm said. He called them out a long time ago. And it's pathetic. I'm glad it's happening. So you can now you can see how.
See, but here go the thing.
What you say is what you do.
So caller, it's like I don't know that we actually grasp the hypocrisy of this. Like I don't know if, like it's like they said we're gonna investigate it. Like where I feel like there should have been a delegation. Like I feel like we got Bobby Rush, we got Robin Kelly. Come on, we got Danny Davis. We got Kamala Harris. We got Cory Booker. We got all of these. We got the brother in New York, Hakeem Jeffries. We got Jim Clyburn. Like, yo, nobody is like, hey, hold up. President, call the National Guard, call whoever, but these Texans ain't finna be rounding people up like this. Like, y'all, I'm saying, even if you put them in a jail, they out in the middle of the desert somewhere getting rounded up for sport. Because this look like they having cattle rustling.
Because it's easier to say that Trump and them were racist than to say Kamala
Ooh.
And Biden and their administration is being racist.
Ooh.
So they're not going to call a spade a spade. Period. They relocated a bunch of them Mexicans in America. And they call them dreamers. Why? They can't be dreamers. They're Haitian. So give them another name, whatever. They don't have no. They prove that it's in your face racism clearly. Like you said, Trump, he just talks shit. I mean, excuse me, he just says the word, and they acted a fool. This is pure the Haitians down there. They sending them. They trying to get them back so fast. But now this has happened. This, and they still won't call a spade a spade. That they treating them. It's literally racist.
Check this out.
And who's in control? That's the party.
Check this out.
Duped.
Oh, go ahead. Let me let you finish. I apologize.
They got, and then them loudmouth, all them loudmouth people that you just mentioned, they suck up to the party for their own personal gain or whatever. They ain't gonna call them out and stand up to them. But if it was Trump, oh man, it would have been long time ago. They would have been riding down AOC and all those phony old. They phony, man.
Where the squad at?
Where the squad?
Where the squad at? They at the Met. She at the Met Gala right now, wearing a rich tax the rich dress. Lord have mercy. Hey, caller, I'm gonna let you finish. Give me a wrap. Give me a close.
The Democrats show they racist with their action. They prove it. Go on down there and stop that. Let the Haitians. Why can't they just eat? Why can't they just say, "Hey, we got to help these Haitians out," just like we help them, the Mexicans. They needed help. They coming over here. They trying to be citizens. Throw that in your damn $3 trillion bill. Throw a trillion in for the Haitians. Never give a damn.
Now you're going too far. Now you're going too far. You're giving away my lunch money.
Put that in there. They said they.
You can't be giving up my lunch. Look, caller, I gotta take the next call because I gotta let you go because I got more callers. Let me also do this real quick. I want to point out something. They're calling the Haitians. Thank you for your call too. They're calling the Haitians migrants. I want to give you the definition. A migrant is a person who moves from one place to another, especially in order to find work or better living conditions. They call Latinos immigrants, a person who comes to live permanently in a foreign country. They like, you ain't staying, Joe. I don't care what you think. You can carry all the mattresses on your back. You can swim across the river. You go on your black butt back. Riis, we got more callers? Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. Why is it so different? Why does it seem like it's different when the Democrats are in power and they're chasing these Haitians down? Caller?
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, hello?
Hey, caller.
Hi. Hey, this is Katie. How are you?
Hey, Katie. You on the street.
Yeah, well, I listen to you every day. And so that's very disturbing. Very disturbing. I don't know where Frank is coming from. He's crazy with that. Very disturbing. Mexico, do you know how many blacks go to African Americans go to vacation in Mexico? Mexico is not doing that bad. Haiti is. Haiti is. Let the Haitians come in. If people crazy, we go to Mexico to vacation. Lots of money, black money, is being spent in Mexico, Cancun, and all those other places. Let the Haitians in. That's a horrible thing. That's a very disturbing picture that I've been calling all around and getting the runaround from our representatives that's been ducking and diving with this subject. We need to get on them with all our might. It's pitiful. It's horrible. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. Look, we're going to take a quick break, and then callers, y'all hold on because we're going to talk to you right after we get off the call. Is that what your name is on the phone line? What your name is? We're going to take your call when we come back, plus the rest of you callers. I just got to understand, y'all, like, hey, Joe, it's crazy to look at the difference in how they are treating the Haitian immigrants who can't look at y'all. Do y'all see how they doing them? Y'all. Oh, we got six people? Oh, okay, we got 6 calls. All right, so let's do this. Let's take a quick call. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back to take your calls. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Church Chicago's Power Hour. I'm your host, Angie Mims, and
Terrence Keys, TD, a.k.a. Terrence Daniels.
I wish I had one witness in the house.
You got one. Got a couple of them. Got two T's.
Give me a testimony.
Oh, Lord. He's did it before. Oh, Lord.
I got one. One better. I got 5 reasons.
5 reasons. Oh, Lord. He turned it around.
Turn it around. He woke me up this morning.
Oh. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Go
number
ahead.
4?
He woke me up this morning.
Come on, number 3. Come.
He woke me up.
Oh, Lord.
He woke you up.
That thing can touch you, but one
telling
of them 5s will get you. What's the second one?
He woke me up this morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, my God.
And the number 1 reason.
Number 1. Final answer.
He woke me up this morning.
He woke me up this morning.
That's a testimony.
That's a testimony.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:03 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather update. In sports, the Chicago White Sox, despite losing to the Tigers last night 4-3, magic number is 2 to clinch the AL Central. Over the traffic on the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop is 40 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 45. On the Eaton, inbound from Deerfield to the Exchange is 47 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield will be 28. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is 63 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 37. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 59 minutes. Outbound will be 41. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 64 minutes. 30 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 17 minutes to the Loop. 16 minutes back out to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive south is 8 minutes. That's 55th to Jackson, as well as Jackson back to 55th. 9 minutes north Randolph to Bryn Mawr, and Bryn Mawr back to Randolph. Today's weather is currently 66 and cloudy. Expect rain through the early morning and late night. Today will be a high of 75 with a low of 61. I'm Riis the Ruler. Here's No Labels on the Maze Jackson Show.
This ain't a regular love, baby. It's that waking out your sleep with me massaging your feet, baby. It's that anything you want, I'm only here to please you, baby. You're in my command. Your kiss sends me a shot of dopamine. Oh no, I never had an interest in love until I met you. And I don't know if it's real or is it just a phase I'm going through. But I feel that it's true. We don't need no labels, babe. What we got is something different. We don't need no labels, babe. Lady, we don't need no labels to show that what we have is something special. For sure. I don't feel it's a one night stand. No. It's that love you in your eyes. Make love in paradise. I want a lifestyle. It's that sweep you off your feet, give you everything you need. That's what I'm feeling. It's that don't pick up the phone, cause we wanna be alone. And I never thought I'd feel this way, then you came along and proved me wrong. Oh no, I never had an interest in love until I met you. And I don't know if it's real, or is it just a phase I'm going through. But I feel that it's true. We don't need no labels, babe. What we got is something different. We don't need no labels, babe. Lady, we don't need no labels to show that what we have is something special. For sure. Since you came in my life, I see so clear now, yeah. You're so special, no need for labels.
Back to the Mays Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Mays Jackson. Mays Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
If you ain't trying to help us, don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now of the politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Mays and Riis and Ruthie and Todd, explaining how we all come from God, giving us truth to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect your oppressed to solve.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler. You know him. He's DJ Mr. Business in the Front, Party in the Back. It's almost time.
I'm back tomorrow.
It's almost time for his haircut. What color you gonna go with the shag, Joe?
It's either gonna be blonde or pink. I don't know yet.
Dog, it ain't breast cancer awareness. Wait for the football season to do that.
Yeah,
Wait. Just wait, dude. Match it up.
I get it right now. Do it early.
Get red, black, and green, dog.
All right, I see. You know what? I might do. I ain't never did green. If I might do green.
Oh, Lord. Do you try to match your clothes to your tail?
Nah. Just try to. But I might do green though. Green.
Do lime green. Go ahead. Go be fresh.
I'm gonna try it out.
Go lime green, man. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I do it. So
Riis, I know, bro. Riis, Riis. After the alley story, I'm telling you, Riis. I'm like, I believe you, Riis. I believe you. Hey, y'all, this is the Mays Jackson Show. It is hey, man. Thank you to everybody on YouTube who is tuned in. Shout out to everybody on Facebook who is tuned in. Shout out to everybody on Twitter, Twitch, also WBGX 1570. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Janessa, is that what your name is? What your name is? This is the Mays Jackson Show. What's up?
Hey, so number one, I'm with Ruthie about all this booty music, right?
Hold on. What you mean all this booty music? Y'all don't get y'all need to. Yeah, the problem with y'all is this is the problem with women these days. Y'all need to learn about the morning. Y'all need to learn about the morning. You might find out that in the morning you might be happier for the rest of the day if you act right.
Man.
Oh, trust me, but I don't need no labels. Come on, you don't need no labels. We already know what that's about. Come on, man. But anyway, I'm so glad that you started out with that, with giving a definition of migrant versus immigrant, right? Because I'm a believer in words, and words matter. And if we are not looking at this situation with the Haitians and the way that they're being treated and mistreated, and to have this air about us, which we don't have the space to have about those people, no, them people look just like you. They may open up their mouth and speak a whole different language or have a different accent, but when it comes down to white people looking at you,
They see us all the exact same way. So we don't have the space or the opportunity to even say what those people are doing and what they should be doing. Lastly, the people in Haiti have not lived in Haiti in years that's at that border.
Right.
They've lived in Central America, all through Central America.
Mm-hmm.
They are, in essence, an stateless people. They've been kicked out of Chile, Argentina, Dominican Republic, so forth. It ain't like they got on the boat from Haiti.
Right.
So you have to ask. They was on the boat with the Mexicans. More Central Americans. That's how they got here. Kamala, she can miss me with all that black girl magic. And anybody else that's still believing in that mess can go right to, HE double hockey stick.
Ooh.
But lastly, I close with this. WWJD. What would Joe do? Because didn't he run on everybody having fairness and equality in a chance? Just don't work for the haters. So I love y'all.
We love you back. We love you back. What your name is again? And tell that dude that song all right. But we gonna play it again in a little while because Ness did his thing. Hey y'all, that is What Your Name Is. Some days I ain't gonna tell you all the names, but that was our girl Yesenia. Remember she changed her name to Yesenia. All right, shout out to Janessa for calling. Hey y'all, I do think it's really interesting, this whole concept. Let's go to Lee. Lee, you're on the Mays Jackson show. Lee, why is it so different for the Haitians?
Good morning, team. Mays. Listen, I'm with the other caller. Been, listening to you and following you for a while, and I agree with everything, man. And I really do agree with the fact that she said it's the definition of words that people need to understand. The definition, and I always tell individuals, go and read the definition of a word because it'll give you better clarity of what someone is attempting to do. So what you're saying is exactly right. If those the only thing that separates these, and it's almost like spiritual, right? Because to show the hypocrisy of the government, I'll first have these Latino migrants. Let's not even give them immigrants, right? Let's call them what they were. We'll give these Latino migrants first at you and see how you treat them. Now I'm going to give you some darker skinned migrants or immigrants is what they should be called, and I'm going to see how you treat them. And the disparities is what folks like yourself and me are seeing, is because here on one hand, you're going to talk about women and children and you're going to shed tears and want to provide hugs because these are lighter skinned people. Now some darker skinned people come and your true self come out. And I'm going to close, man, with the fact that I have told people all the time, if it was Trump in power, they would be running him through the mud. They would be dogging him on every radio station. But right now, there is Democratic leadership, and no one is saying a word. But me and you are understanding of this because we live in Chicago, which is 100% Democrat. And yet, under their leadership in this city, all it is crime, mayhem, murder, high taxes. So, and to close, man, finally, it's being ran by black people in this situation we're in. So, man, you keep up the good work, bro, to all of y'all. All right, take care.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I'm going to tell you, sometimes it's tough having these kind of conversations. Y'all, it's tough looking at this picture. I put it up there because if they don't open their mouths. Did I ever tell y'all about the time I went to Jamaica and hitchhiked around Jamaica? And I never said a word. And everywhere in Jamaica, like if I didn't talk, they treated me like a Jamaican and they let me get free rides. And I want you to understand that these people can transfer this hate to you. Right? Like this could easily be translated to you. Where did the damn horse come from? I need to understand, does the Homeland Security issue horses? Let's go to the live line. James, you're on the Mays Jackson show. How is it possible to justify the silence on the Haitian migrants? And and it's crazy that we're calling them migrants instead of immigrants. Go ahead. What's up, James?
Yeah. My name is Terrence, not James.
Oh, what's up, Terrence?
But I just want to say this: when Trump was in power, right, and you had the immigrant migrants, whatever, coming from Central America, right? He had one of the things he used to keep them out was something called Title 42 because of the pandemic, right? So, do you know who was the biggest opponent to Title 42, saying it's inhumane, it was wrong, and this, that, and the third, was Kamala Harris, right? Now, fast forward to today, Joe Biden is using that same Title 42 to keep out the Haitians, and she hasn't said a word. She hasn't said one word. Now, when Trump was in office, she was out down there, this is inhumane, why are you guys doing this? You can't do this, this is wrong. But now that your boy Joe Biden is doing it, she hasn't said a word. And lastly, I want to say this. When Trump was in office and the situation was going down at the border, you had J.B. Pritzker, you had Lori Lightfoot, Richard Irvin, you had Bill de Blasio, all these governors and mayors coming out declaring their cities and states sanctuary cities and states.
Ooh.
Where you at now?
Ooh. Where is the sanctuary? And here goes the crazy. First of all, thank you for your call. Here goes the crazy part. You know, I'm all about the American descendants of slavery thing. Them are Haitian descendants of slavery. And, this is one of those moments where we put in my mind, the ADOS piece of it down and say, this is a diaspora conversation now. This your cousin is in trouble. Your cousin is in distress. Your cousin live in Indiana, right? He ain't folks, or he ain't a brother, but he's still your cousin. And he live out of state, and now he in trouble. Let's go to the live line. Brian, you on the Mays Jackson Show.
Yeah, good morning, Mays. Thanks for hearing my call, but I'm finna say something that's finna punch y'all bubble. Y'all ain't gonna want to hear it.
Uh-oh, here we go.
First of all, I find Africans and blacks from the Caribbeans, they're not loyal to race, they loyal to culture. African Americans are the only ones who are loyal to race because you didn't become black until they put you on the slave ships. Before they put you on the slave ship, you belong to a tribe, you spoke a certain language, and belonged to a certain culture. That's why the Portuguese was able to pull that off, because we were diverse. I find when Africans and Jamaicans get here, they don't fly the red, green, and black flag. They'll let you know, I'm Nigerian, I'm Jamaican. Black people are race loyal because our American history. Black power and blackness is a 20th century term. Africans and Jamaicans, they're not loyal to race, and I don't know why we don't get that. We get used by that. But thanks for hearing me.
No, Brian, stay, don't go though. Don't go, because remember, did you hear me just say this is one of them times where we got to put down the ADOS? We got stuck up cousins. In my family, we got bougie cousins. We got cousins that be like, man, I only eat beef ribs. I don't eat no tilapia, right? But that's still my cousin. And I feel like there are cousins that don't be wanting to claim us, but I'm not letting nobody whoop on them. Ain't nobody finna whoop on my cousin. And I'm telling you this because, we see the difference. That's the difference that black folks see that white folks don't necessarily. That white boy on that horse, if you was running through the town and you was just on Naked and Afraid, guess what? He gonna treat you just like that Haitian, driver's license or not. And so I need for y'all to understand, this isn't about the Haitians. This is about conditioning their minds to be able to do this back again. This ain't about so much Haitians. When I look at that picture, I don't know what their nationality is. I see two black dudes being chased down in America by a white man on a horse. That's what I see. And I see them blue bags like, dang, they could be from out west. You see them shoes? You know that's out west in the summertime before you get dressed. I'm saying, man, we know that's corner store wear. All I'm telling you is, see, it's not about, that white boy ain't saying, oh, I got me some Haitians. He said, boy, I got me some, last night we was rounding up the coloreds. I lassoed me 6. You know a lasso got a noose on it, right? But y'all don't want to hear that, though. That's too deep for y'all. Look. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Let's take the caller. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. Why is it so possible for them to justify the silence on this Haitian crisis that's happening at the border?
How's it going, Mace?
All right.
Can you hear me?
This James Big
man.
Slam Davis.
Yeah.
What's up, Big Slam?
I'm so glad. I'm so glad you addressed that other caller, because all what he was talking about has nothing to do with the way them white boys see them black people on that board. All that culture and tribalism and that he's trying to explain has nothing to do. All they see is a nigger. That's all they see. And what I don't understand, Maze, is you ask why there's no outcry from our politician leaders, because they are Negro controlled Negro. They're more loyal to that Democratic Party and them little crumbs that they get and that little paycheck that they are. It's amazing what's going on. It is freaking amazing, the hypocrisy of this government. And, mate, I called Robert Kelly's office yesterday. Of course, I got a voicemail or whatever you call it, and it's like, where the hell? Imagine if Trump was in office right now. Do you know the whining and do you know what? Oh my God!
Where y'all auntie at? Where y'all auntie at?
Where's Lord?
Where's
all this love for black people?
Where Maxine Waters at? Where Maxine Waters at? Remember?
We are so freaking. Yes, she's crying on the border. Everybody wants to cry on the border when the Mexican immigrants was there. But where is the compassion for the black people at the border? Because we are so mentally controlled. It is freaking sickening.
Have you seen?
I'm done, man.
Thank you, James. I appreciate you. Hang that one up for me. See, I think it's important. Like, remember Maxine Waters was ready to fight? Remember when I was telling you, I don't know if y'all remember when Maxine Waters came on the show when we was at the other place and she got offended and went off because we asked her, like, this ain't our fight. And she got mad at us because she told us that we needed to be supporting those immigrants. And I don't have it's like I gotta ask, why is it so easy for black folks to fight for everybody else except our own? And again, I'm all about the ADOS joint. These are our bougie cousins. So if y'all want to be on the, I understand. We don't got no culture. We don't got none of that. But all I know is if I gotta go to Texas, I don't want white guys feeling comfortable mounting up on their horses using ropes. Do y'all understand how this could easily... Mama D, you on the Mace Jackson Show. Mama D?
Hallelujah, greetings, Mace. 3 things. It's being done because it's roundup time in Texas. Round them up. Move them out. Keep them darkies moving. Rawhide. Haitians are holding up their babies. They need pampers and milk. But they're being sent back by the thousands while others were sent to luxury hotels by the millions. And number 2, to get that language straight, they have tomorrow, the president is going to be speaking at the United Nations. 2015 to 2024 was designated as a decade to deal with the police killing of black men and boys, not black and brown, but black men and boys, massive school closings, and disproportionate arrests. And they got no elected official, leading civil rights organizations, talk show hosts, or anybody else has spoken to that. It's 2015 to 2024. It's been 6 years. And so why is it that we can cry crocodile tears or they putting them babies in cages? We're right here in Robert Taylor's and Cabrini Green. Blacks in public housing grew up caged in, fenced in. Our problem is we're so damaged until we can't feel our own pain. And number 3, Sheila Jackson Lee has put out a resolution that's talking about the first International Day for people of African descent. And that International Day was set 20 years ago. And now, 20 years ago, in 2001, when the United Nations voted slavery a crime against humanity and said it always has been. But this is what they're saying now with the language. Whether as descendants of the victims of transatlantic slave trade or as more recent migrants, they are among the poor. So they have taken slavery and watered it down. And now migrants is in with our stuff. 3, finally, and this is a change of subject, but where are the reparations listed in the Chicago budget when they are saying they're going to give some strangers $500 a month? Why are we tolerating that? That's my question.
Mama D, thank you for calling. We got a lot of that. We're going to come to that in a minute. But this Haitian thing, like y'all gotta, like I've been real dope on the whole Haitian, I'm not the Haitian, but the whole ADOS thing. American Descendants of Slavery. We know that when our cousins come, they talk about us, they say we from the projects, they be like, they got roaches, don't be like them, they don't go to school, they don't, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Still your cousin. Still your cousin, still your cousin, still your family, still got to love them, still part of the diaspora. And I think that one of the things that we have to make sure that we don't do is, as we try and define ourselves within America, that we don't cut ourselves off from the diaspora, right? We don't. And I think that's part of the navigation and that we have to go through. But y'all got to understand that they are not making these distinctions. Do y'all understand? That's nobody white is looking at that like, oh, those are the Haitians. I don't understand why federal troops aren't deployed there. Where's the National Guard? I think of dreamers, and these are the people that will have nightmares. Y'all do realize that these people, and Janessa hit on it earlier, but these Haitians aren't the Haitians that was floating over to Florida. These are the Haitians that left Haiti and were used as workers, as people during the time when nobody wanted to go to work during COVID. They were recruited to all these South American countries to work. Because why? They were expendable. And remember the migrant trains that were coming? Remember they talked about the migrants that were coming? It wasn't the Mexicans that were leaving. It was people traveling through Mexico to get through. Well, these people all went to Argentina, Brazil, Chile. And now as their economies are coming back, they're getting kicked out. But they can't sail a boat from South America back over. So they get on the same trail that they saw all the Latinos walk up to and get welcomed. And they walked that same trail and they came up through Mexico. And now when they get to the border, the rules done changed for them. They like, we walked this same road, this same path. Remember the migrant trains that Trump was talking about? We got the migrant caravans, and we were like, God, we got to get down there and we got to save them. Those were people from Mexico. Mexico is kind of stabilizing. They ain't the ones trying to get in now. Right? So now you got this group of Haitians that are coming, and now it ain't no sanctuary. I mean, I want y'all to go back to all of the stuff that was said when we were welcoming people from Latino countries. I mean, remember, we removed citizen from our state, our city charter. We are a country of immigrants where people come and it's like a country of white immigrants. Like, yo, like seriously. Could you imagine a white little child being chased down by a horse and carriage? A white man on a horse. Better yet, could you flip this and could you imagine what would be happening if some white people was trying to move in Africa or move into Jamaica and they was rounding them up? We'll nuke Jamaica. And let me be clear to our brothers and sisters out here. And I need to be clear to our African brothers and sisters and our Caribbean brothers and sisters. The call from Frank, the call from Brian is because we know how you think and treat us. Like it's real. We know it. And that's why you can't just be walking around talking crazy all the time. Because even though they let you in all the places, you still OJ just like us. Yeah, you might be smart. Yeah, you might be able to graduate. Yeah, you might be able to work harder. But if they can put you in the box, you in the box. You ain't special. You just a little bit more special because they can separate you from us. You can't but when the time come, everybody black. You remember on 7 Years a Slave? Dude was like, I speak the King's English. I'm the smartest guy out here. They was like, you a smart nigga. Oh, you want to be smart? Let me show you what smart get you. Right? So you can still be the bougie cousins, but remember, when the white folks come, they like the least smart mugs the most. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back. We got to talk about this budget. Plus, I want to talk to y'all about, did y'all see Alderman Irvin endorsed Mayor Lightfoot already? She ain't even said she running again. But let's talk about it when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
WIIFTBP. Broken screen? Crash system? Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop, where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:34 a.m. and I am Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports weather and traffic update. In sports, the Chicago White Sox lose to the Tigers 4-3, but their magic number is 2 to clinch the AL Central. Now over the traffic on the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop is 67 minutes. Outbound will be the same. On the Eden, there's an accident from Deerfield to the Exchange. It's 79 minutes. Exchange back to Deerfield will be 53. On the Eisenhower is also an accident. Going down to the Loop is 63 minutes. Back out will be 50. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 54 minutes. Outbound will be 41. The Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 68 minutes, 28 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 24 minutes to the Loop, 17 minutes back out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson is 10 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 9. On the north side, Randolph to Bryn Mawr will be 8. Bryn Mawr back to Randolph will be 11. Today's weather is currently 66 and drizzling. Grab your umbrella as we expect rain through the early mornings and the late night. Today will be a high of 75 with a low of 61. Now here's Valerie on the Maze Jackson Show.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. But won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Is your with a chill. Put your house on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tan. I hope you find the right man who'll fix it for you. And while you're shopping anywhere, change the color of your hair. Are you busy? And did you have to pay this fine that you've been dodging all the time? Are you still dizzy? Since I come home, well, my body's been a mess. And I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Oh, stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over Well, sometimes I go out.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis to roll in a bit. What you laughing at, dog? What's so funny with you, man?
It looked like you was like, man, I kind of want to hear this. But,
I do, man. I got to come back to the song. I could listen to all these songs, but you know what? They mad. The ladies mad because here go the problem. The women is mad because if you still in the bed and you listen to this, right? Your husband is probably like, you sleep. You up yet? And they like, I got to go to work. And you know, he like, but did you hear
that song on the
Maze Jackson show? You hear that song on the Maze Jackson show? They had it, but you know, they be singing their wife name. Right? I be Carrie. But you know, it's been a long time. You know, it's been a long time since we really woke up together. Cause I mean, I'm up at 4, right? And then on the weekends, it's like I can't really sleep. So I be downstairs. I be rustling around, making breakfast, going to get coffee.
Yeah, I understand that.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm in the bed in the morning, I'm gonna be like, Carrie, Carrie. You know. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We being silly. Riis, we got any other calls on the line? Is it on? All right. So we gonna move on, even though y'all know the Democrats are Super Bowl. Like, how long should we do like a day count on how long it takes before the Black Caucus stands up and makes a statement? Do y'all think we should do that? Okay. Here's where we at, y'all. I want to talk about the budget. So first of all, did y'all see the mayor's budget yesterday? Riis, I got to figure out some clips. Can you find me some clips from the mayor's speech yesterday? Really what I want you to do is go to, if you go to the mayor's Facebook page and go to Chicago Mayor and then do the mayor's address, see if you can find the part where she starts talking about she going to deliver us from Israel, right? And she starts preaching, because I wanted to say it wasn't the mayor's budget speech, it was the mayor's budget preach. How many of y'all checked it out? I didn't share it yesterday because I was obviously much more involved in watching Carrie's video, which I just showed y'all. But I think it's important that we talk about the mayor's budget preach. First of all, but before we get into that, did you see they expanded cannabis? They moved to expand the cannabis sales downtown. Now, I'll be honest with you. I really think it's pointless to try and stop anything at this point. I'm not going to even front. I'm not going to even trip out. And I feel like now anytime a cannabis vote comes up, it's just an opportunity to showboat. Right? Like, the cannabis industry is out the door. It's already kind of moved along. And so I don't have any ill will at all. Like, everybody is going to make their money. Like, I feel like there's going to be some instant millionaires and then there's going to be some long-term millionaires. And I do think that I'm tired of them doing these issues to get us all worked up and really know it's not going to go of anything. So yesterday when everybody was standing up and giving their speeches and talking about why we needed to stop this again, I'm going to be honest with you, I was really like, I'm done with that program because I like having dealt with everything, it's like it's hard to tell anybody not to become a millionaire. Right? It's just hard to tell them not to take the millions of dollars. So I just wasn't tripping. But the other thing I thought was really interesting was, did you see that they moved? Last week I had talked about the fact that the mayor's proposal to sue gang members for their assets went to the Rules Committee where ordinance go to die. But yesterday it was pulled out of Rules and moved to the Public Safety Committee, where pretty much in the Public Safety Committee, anything the mayor wants to get done, she's able to get done. Which means that it looks like there will be lawsuits against drug dealers, because I find it very hard to believe, not drug dealers, gang members, even though I think most of the gang members don't have very many assets. What, you going to take their box Chevy? Do they still do that? They don't even do box Chevy no more. What's the car now, Riis? Oh, they Charger. You going to take their Charger? We're going to have a fleet full of Chargers, but they already at the lot because you go by the police lot and they got all Chargers over there anyway. So I guess those two things we need to take. But did you hear the mayor when she basically compared herself to Moses? She compared herself to Moses in that she was leading us out of the wilderness. And then she straight up, like, I almost feel like she delivered a sermon. Like she had gotten some coaching from a black preacher. And here's what I saw. And let me read the headline, because I think I got the headline still. It's like the balanced budget with an eye toward equity. That was what the headline read this morning. Balanced budget with an eye towards equity. And if you were to watch that speech yesterday, Riis, it was, in my estimation, Mayor Lightfoot's departure from white Chicago. Yesterday's speech, budget address, budget priorities, in my estimation, reflected the mayor about to make a pivot. Now, I feel like she's always talked equity and inclusion and all of that good stuff, but it really was a mask for doing things that would benefit the white rest of her part of the city. But I have come to the recognition, and I was talking to a bunch of white friends in politics, and they're pretty clear that the mayor has lost white people. Can we agree that the mayor has lost white people? I would agree that the mayor has lost white people, because white people's number one issue is crime. And right now they are talking about the city's not safe. They're worried about its marketing, all of that good stuff. I don't know if there is a path back for the mayor to white people. Like, because, white people be like, we gave you a chance. Right? Remember how they did Barack? They was like, we gave you a chance, dog. We gave you a chance. And then after they gave you the chance, they was like, then they went to Trump. Right? So Mayor Lightfoot has, in my estimation, watching that speech yesterday, she made a full pivot out of white Chicago and is now seeking to establish her credibility in the black community. So much so that she talked about she did a speech and she referred to the Old Testament. Now, y'all, I gotta tell y'all know I found it humorous that she was referring to the Old Testament. And the reason I found it curious or funny is because, I told you I'm a preacher's kid. And in the Old Testament, they wasn't for none of this, the mayor, they weren't for any alternative lifestyle stuff. Let's just put it that way. Right? Like, you would be stoned. Like, back in the day, she might have been stoned in the Old Testament. And I'm not talking about smoking stone. And so I always am leery when people start using the Bible and they start referencing Old Testament, New Testament, etc. Because I be like, hey, yo, be careful. Stick with the New Testament, because that's where Jesus said, love your neighbor as yourself. In the Old Testament, they was like, oh, no. Sodom and Gomorrah. God burnt the whole city down. But I'm going to let that be. So, Riis, I watched the mayor. She gives her speech. She's giving a speech. And I'm going to tell you that how do I say this? I feel like she was preaching and speaking to black people with the plan to give it to the Latinos. So, you have been to a black church? Like a black church. I'm not talking about a black church where everybody try that. I'm talking about a black church where they be, oh! You know, where the preacher, you know, he got the choir be dun. You know, the preacher, right? The preacher started to speak, and then you'll hear him be speaking, and then next thing you know,
down the aisle.
Right,
you speaking in tongue. Yeah, that's the
you know they be coming down, right? Okay, so I feel like if we would have had some tambourines and an organ yesterday, Mayor Lightfoot could have delivered a black preacher speech. And I feel like I told y'all this was going to happen yesterday. Didn't I tell y'all something like this was going to happen? She was going to talk about how this was going to be the most equitable and blah, 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 blah. And then I was thinking about remember when I asked you, is it possible to meet your diversity goals without black people? Yes, it is. Remember we came to that conclusion? And so even though we were getting emotional, Riis, about what the mayor was saying, and I could hear, she was talking. Remember I went through the whole list of how she was going to do housing. She was going to do crime prevention, youth services, affordable housing, all of that. Remember I was like, she going to do all of that tomorrow. And we going to be like, when you read that, you're going to say, woo, Lord, you're going to leave the church saved. But then you're going to go outside. And the brother's going to be outside with a B. Like, go on, man, hit this. I know you just came from church, but hit this. Meanwhile, you gonna go back to the reality of the streets while all you left on an emotional high. But when you find out that everything she was preaching about was true, but it wasn't for you. It wasn't when they said they were going to invest in affordable housing. It's not for you to stay there. It's to make it affordable for other people to live there. When they tell you that they're going to invest in youth, remember the last time they invested in youth? It was Latino street youth killing our people. But what the mayor has come to recognize and what yesterday's budget symbolized to me, and I heard Anthony Beale say it, it was the kickoff of campaign 2022 for the mayor's race in 2023. Yesterday's budget, because remember, this is the last budget that she gets to do without being in an election cycle. So what did she do? She used $2 billion in federal relief to not raise any taxes, fines, and fees, or not to raise any taxes, fines, and fees, or fire anybody. At the same time, Riis, when I was listening to her deliver the budget address, I was like, this sounds decidedly socialist. Like, it seems like if she was putting a budget together and she needed 6 votes, that those 6 votes that she got, that the 6 votes were accomplished in that budget. Because why? because she pivoted to the socialists. So they got all of those things that they asked for in the budget. Now, here's the crazy part. What did she include to get the black folks that really will be meaningful for black folks? See, WTTW said that the mayor appeared to adopt the budget of United Working Families, adopt the priorities of United Working Families. Who's the mayor's biggest opposition? CTU. And CTU has taken on a decidedly socialist leaning concept. The mayor can't be socialist. She can't. So CTU appeals to a lot of the black liberal, right? They like the people who don't have a lot of money. When they start talking about all of the housing insecurity and all of those different things, they move into a socialist agenda. So when you can't beat them, what do? You join them. But she can't align herself with CTU because they're her biggest enemy. So what does she do? She takes the next closest organization, United Working Families, adopts their agenda, includes them in the budget, and now she's in alignment with CTU without giving CTU the props. Then what does she do? Remember Alderman Gilbert Villegas was trying to pass universal, he was trying to pass a pilot for universal income? What does she do? She puts it in her budget and takes it away from him. So she takes his idea and includes it in her budget and it becomes hers. So now she can say that she gave universal basic income. So what she's essentially done is neutralized one of the biggest flagship components of her people who are perceiving Gilbert Villegas to be a challenger. So if he said, I proposed universal basic income, and she said he proposed it, but I did it, right? When you are the boss, you take all the good ideas, use them for yourself, because you got the bigger platform. So what you saw yesterday was the mayor kicking off her campaign. You ain't know you saw that yesterday, did y'all? Y'all was just looking at the preacher. Y'all was just like, woo, we going to the promised land. Did you find it? No. We going to the promised land. The mayor said, we like Israelites. We are going to emerge from the ashes. Oh, no, we had Alderman Gilbert Villegas on the show because remember I was upset. Remember we had Alderman Villegas and Alderman Irvin on the show at the same time because Alderman Villegas was going to use the federal stimulus money to do a pilot program. And we said, hold on, how you going to give a pilot program and we ain't got no reparations? Remember? Y'all remember that, do y'all? See, we're going to have to come down upon the rewind, right? We're going to have to rewind that because, y'all, we had them on here and they had that conversation. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, we got to watch reparations, too. We got to pay attention to reparations because that is going to be battered around, and I'm concerned that we're going to get a cheap solution to allow the mayor to come. So I got to talk that, though. We're going to talk about that in a minute because I want to have a power. At 8 o'clock, I want to have a power conversation. Like power plays, power moves. How are we looking at these things? Also, did you see? Oh, dang. Hold on. I lost it. So I guess my question now becomes, Riis, what are we going to do? Hold on. Oh, did you see? I talked to y'all about the downtown pot zones opening up. I think it's something that I want to talk about with the downtown pot zones, and I meant to hit this up. Guys, in my estimation, cannabis is done. The governor, and I didn't really share this with you, but I feel like the governor did his job for the rich white cannabis owners, even with the lottery, by screwing it up, because now all of those dispensary owners don't know if they have them, and they're saying they got to throw their stuff back in and start all over. So guess what happens? It only extends the amount of time that those people who don't have licenses don't have licenses, right? When the mayor and the alderman decided to open up the downtown pot areas, the thing that offends me the most is that they are saying that they're opening up the downtown area to allow for social equity applicants. Let's just not say that. Like, stop. Like, you're not opening up downtown for social equity applicants. You're opening up downtown because the rich white boys are going to get rich. Social equity applicants may by default be part of it by accident, but social equity applicants, just from what I'm finding out, don't have the money for downtown real estate. So when you're opening it up, you are opening it up for the white boys. Now, they may have a black partner. You may have worked a way in for them to get in there, and I'm not even tripping on that, because I'm just telling you it's done. Whether it's at the state or at the city level, the process is done. The billionaires are there. The investments are being made. That piece of it is done. But I'm not for every time we keep throwing these votes up so that there can be some grandstand. And if we ain't talking about black people, don't tell me about people of color. I don't want to hear it. So if you standing up and you fighting to ensure that people of color, and you black, and you standing up and saying the reason that you're doing this because people of color ain't got none, we missed the boat anyway. You missing the boat anyway. You missing the boat anyway. If anybody black is standing up talking about they're fighting for people of color, you've missed the boat. Done. Now, what I will say is that I also saw a story of young John Daly in the paper, hired by the Chicago White Sox to pass sports betting in Chicago because the big boys want a piece. The big boys, the White Sox, the Cubs, the Bears, and the Bears and the Bulls / Blackhawks all want the ability to do sports betting. They want to use their multi-million-dollar arenas to do sports betting. And guess what they're trying to do? Sports betting is equivalent, if not going to be bigger, than cannabis. And guess what? They're trying to do the same exact thing by telling us that we have to protect these 4 multi-billion-dollar sports franchises and give them the opportunity to have gambling. And for that, John Rogers gets a license? No. Black alderman. So you said you couldn't do it about cannabis. You can do it for gambling. You can do it for gaming. All right, Riis, don't be telling me what to do. Riis out here trying to tell somebody what to do. It's the Mays Jackson Show. Thank you to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. Thank you to everybody from tuning in who is watching with us. Hey, this conversation is going to continue on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter, and Twitch. This is the Mays Jackson Show. And I need for y'all to understand. Remember how I told y'all 10 white boys made $45 million in one day on the Super Bowl. And now, all of the 4 biggest franchises in Chicago all want in without really cutting us in. Are we going to allow the same thing to happen with cannabis that is happening with look, because white boys are going to tell you all the reasons why we can't let no black people. That's wrong. That's bad. We going to get in trouble. Meanwhile, you're about to legalize what was once illegal for rich white folks, but black folks can't get no peace. Explain that to me. You just did it with cannabis. Was cannabis illegal? Yes. You legalized it to only allow certain white boys to benefit. Then they put in all the rules to keep tricking us out. Now you telling me that the White Sox, Bulls, Bears, and Cubs want to do sports betting, but you ain't got, and our answer is we going to give it, the only black participation is a black billionaire? We can't do it again. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back.
Lessons and solutions. The Old Testament tells us that Moses gathered the Israelites together before they finally reached the Promised Land after a 40-year set of grueling trials. Their struggles seem not unlike what
Moses
we've
didn't get in,
endured
right?
over these last 18 months. Hunger, plagues, and death. Moses told the assembled masses that they were doomed to repeat this harrowing test until a new generation arose, one that was united through their faith in God and shared belief that they could attain the Promised Land. Should they remain united in their faith, as Moses said, they would be blessed in a multitude of ways. Should they falter in their faith, however, they would be doomed to repeat the plagues, the famines, and the suffering of their forefathers. Moses knew that while his people were weary, they were ready to reach their end of days and step into the light of the Promised Land, a reality not unlike the one that we are living in right now. We have no Moses, but we do have each other.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBP.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:03 a.m. and I'm Reese the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather report. In sports, the Chicago White Sox lose to the Detroit Tigers 4-3. Their magic number to clinch is 2. Over the traffic onto the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop, there's still an accident, so it's 80 minutes to the Loop. Outbound to O'Hare is down to 41. On the Eden, there also is an accident there as well. So from Deerfield to the Exchange, it's 83 minutes. Exchange back to Deerfield will be 60. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 74 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 48. On the Stevenson from I-355 back to the Dan Ryan is 61 minutes. Outbound will be 51. The Bishop Ford I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 70 minutes. 30 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 24 minutes to the Loop. 17 minutes back out to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive from 55th to Jackson is 14 minutes. Jackson to 55th is 9. Randolph to Bryn Mawr is 8, and Bryn Mawr back to Randolph will be 14. Today's weather, it is currently 66 and raining. Expect rain throughout the early morning and late nights. Today will be a high of 75 with a low of 61. I'm Reese the Ruler. Now here's Loch Ness with Terrorism on the Maze Jackson Show.
The administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater. But she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history. All because they didn't get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gon' tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed to certain rights we are not granted. The media's the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narratives. Terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here
hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wildin' with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They're giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in the part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's land of the free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there's terrorism.
Back to the Mays Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Mays Jackson. Mays Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Mays Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Mays said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blotto. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let this give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. For Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Come on, man, DJ Riis, the ruler in the building. Shout out to everybody that is tuned in on YouTube. Shout out to everybody that is tuned in on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. What's the other one? Periscope. Twitter, Twitch, Periscope.
YouTube.
Yep, I think I hit the YouTube. Who's winning today between YouTube and Facebook? Because Facebook cracking today. They got about 186. Let me see what YouTube is
160.
doing. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Hold on.
You've been talking so much.
YouTube, y'all let Facebook come over here and do this to y'all. Y'all was holding it down for a few days. Now Facebook done came back strong. They had 190 on y'all.
They like 190. Like, y'all on YouTube, like, first of all, YouTubers, can y'all do me a favor? Can y'all like, subscribe? Also, after the broadcast, can you go back and comment on the show? I know y'all is in the live chat, but I need y'all to start commenting because I want this. It's starting to come up. Like, when I see the other morning show, Breakfast Club, my joint be like right up under when I do my things. Right? So I'm just asking y'all to, share the broadcast in the morning times, subscribe, and then go back and tell your friends to watch. Maze Jackson Show. Okay, Riis. It's funny. I'd be feeling like Shia. So shout out to Shia Capos over at Politico. Yesterday she broke the story of President Carrie K. Steele running for assessor. But today I'd be like, I think she's a little bit in my mind because yesterday at City Council, Alderman Jason Irvin stood out. And then there was a story last week that said that Alderman Irvin, chairman of the Black Caucus, had decided to endorse Mayor Lori Lightfoot even before she announced that she was going to run or not. Right? And Riis, I actually found out about it because another alderman texted me, who shall remain nameless. And it's funny. It's funny because everybody be thinking they know, but I talked to quite a few different aldermen, etc. Quite frankly, a lot of times we get information from people who actually are there. But this alderman texted me and was basically like, we not with this, which was basically saying that, because they put in the article that the chairman of the powerful chairman of the Black Caucus, Alderman Irvin, endorsed Mayor Lightfoot. And sometimes with that title comes the perception that the entire Black Caucus is supporting what Alderman Irvin is doing. And y'all know my hair caught on fire when I heard that, right? I was like, man, in the power dynamics, you giving up all our leverage up front. And I just could not, I ain't gonna lie. Riis, I was mad. I was not mad, but bothered. I was like, man, Alderman, why you gonna support Mayor Lori Lightfoot? But I'm gonna tell you, Alderman Irvin and I have had some conversations, and I believe he sincerely believes that Mayor Lightfoot, through Invest South and West, has put more money into the Black community or more resources into the Black community. And I believe, I don't want to quote him, but his thought is that the money is there, we just aren't accessing it or using it properly. Then I thought back to my Young Democrat days and mixed that with the 48 Laws of Power. And Riis, I started to remove my emotion from the situation and started talking power dynamics, right? Because the easy thing to do is like, I guess I could do what everybody does, but then that wouldn't make me, it wouldn't be the best use of my political skill set. So I think the easy thing for me is to be like, oh, you old Uncle Tom sellout alderman, how dare you make me sick, blah, 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 right? But and then I started to say, you know what though? I'm going to put this in my power dynamic. I'm going to put this in my power dynamic meter, and I'm going to try and analyze this from a power situation, and I'm going to share that with you in a minute. But before I do that, I'm going to take a call. I'm going to go to this caller. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up?
What's up, Maze? Tyrone Muhammad, how you doing, sir?
What? I'm not sir, man. I'm Maze. What's up, brother Tyrone Muhammad? Frontline Ty.
Sir. We're gonna... Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, look, I appreciate you, bro, always bringing us up to speed and keeping us conscious of what the hell's going on while we sleep, chasing whatever we chasing in this life. I just think that now it's time for you to then put together our political action committee. Now it's time for you to put together keys and tools for the people to direct them to wherever it is. It's not enough for you to always be yelling fire in their mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's time for us to start saying, okay, where are all the dynamics in this political body or this in this disenfranchisement of black people that we can start building on. If we can then from there, okay, we need that army. Okay, we need those voters registrars. Okay, we need this, we need that. Okay, we need real targets to go after. And just listening to that whole city council meeting, it's clear to me one thing that's real, that ex-cons and the disenfranchised black men and boys in this city is out of here, is out of here. My whole objective moving forward, one of them, is to crash these dispensaries and make them real to these shorties out here that's going to jail every day for weed, to stand on these dispensaries, stand on downtown, and to galvanize these young men and put them in conscience that this whole government, this whole system of mass incarceration for 50 years placed your bodies in those cells over cannabis. Cannabis has been the gateway to heroin, cocaine, and the war on drugs, bro, for 50 years. Now we sitting around here, our elected officials have marginalized our future. We're not in construction. Those are the three things I'm going to say right now. Construction, we're standing on. The cannabis, we're standing on. And everybody pimping this violence prevention dollars, we're standing on. I say every organization from this R3 money, these grants, all of this crap, we standing on to make sure that we get what we got coming in this city, and we are at war, black men and boys in this city. And women, your black men are at war. They are endangered out here because we out here touching these hands and bodies and souls every day. I'm telling you, these zombies got to turn on these. We got to turn these zombies because that's what they are right now. We turning these zombies on y'all. I'm telling you, you can play all you want, elected officials. You can tell the feds, you can tell the government. We turning these zombies on y'all because you have marginalized their futures and you steady playing these political games, and a whole nother people is about to displace us. And I'm not going to sit back and watch that. So everywhere y'all speak, I'm organizing, and we're building an army, and we're going to drive y'all AIDS into the river. I'm telling you, you got to quit playing with these kids out here. And I could go on forever, man, but I'm telling you, you got to do more than say fire to our people. Tell us where to organize. Tell us where to go. Tell us what door to kick in. And show us and point these shorties to the culprits that's playing games and be for real about it, so that we can get these brothers moving in the right direction on some real unity. But they need a torchlight to guide them to where they need to go fight.
Brother Tyrone, that is, hey man, so I'll be honest with you all. This stuff keeps me awake at night. The challenge is, I've been in some of these battles. I done got my head bashed in. I done got stabbed. Hey man, some days you be gunshot, right? Like you don't. So, and I'm honored that you would even think of me as a person that would be able to. Hey man, it's pressure. I'm just telling y'all, it's pressure. It's always. We're gonna talk about it some more. I'll talk about it in a minute. Let's go to Anthony. Anthony on the Mays Jackson Show. What's up, Anthony?
Good morning, man.
Good morning, my brother.
Brother Riis. How y'all doing this morning?
We doing, man. We doing.
Help me remember, man. Help me remember when the president mayor was elected, it was in a runoff, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And on that same day, she was elected. Brother Irvin's wife was elected to be the treasurer, right?
Yes.
And so was my city council rep, because they were all in a runoff. My point being, he knows he got to get his wife reelected. He don't want no smoke for the top spot, probably. Making her run as an independent, not necessarily independent, but without the mayor's blessing. I'm just asking, I'm posing the question. Do you think that's what that is?
No, that's not. I'm gonna let you give your theory, because I'm gonna tell you what I see, and I'm gonna break it down from my standpoint of looking at it through the power dynamics situation. Anthony, I think I do think that the treasurer plays a role in it, but I do think it's pretty interesting. I want to talk to y'all about it. I want to break it down from the perspective of the power dynamic, but I want to let y'all get it out. So you got anything else, Anthony? Because I do want to explain what I think I'm saying.
It was a question that was bothering me, because I'm trying to figure out why somebody would be trying to endorse he, she, or it. On the fifth floor.
Oh, you tripping, see? All right. Anthony, you hang up. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to break this situation down. Riis, we got anybody else on the line? All right, y'all. So, and I guess I sometimes I live in I have existed in a political existence for a good part of my adult life. And as a young Democrat, it was a training ground in power politics. And not power politics for black people, but power politics, period. Right? And I think depending on what your interests are, who you serve, you pick the winner. Riis, take that sign down for me, would you? The Anthony thing. This one in the window. So I'm looking at the scenario, and I'm a just set some of the stage. Do you remember when I told y'all that we were going to get to okay, so first of all, I said this is the mayor's last budget prior to an election budget, right? I then told you that towards the end, when the reality of this election, like becomes real for her, she's going to have to, there would be a fire sale at City Hall. Do y'all remember me talking about the fire sale that would come at City Hall? Well, I think that the horse has gotten so far out of the barn right now that she can't wait until next year to start. She lost the base. Remember when she won because all of those north side wards where we had a block horizontal, every building was a block, and all of those white wards and all of those white people put her in spot, so much so that she didn't need the south side or the west side. And we saw when she first came to office how her priorities were. Well, now she's lost those people. And so when you listen to that speech yesterday, it had a very much a feel of call and response of a black minister, etc., because to get to her top, to hold on now, it's not talking to white people. It's not going to be I'm the first lesbian, woman, blah, 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 all of that stuff. It's going to be I'm a black woman. And the mayor, what you saw yesterday, was the official pivot out of white conservative Mayor Lori Lightfoot to socialist Mayor Lightfoot, who would be able to compromise with the Democratic Socialists. She knows she's got the black caucus because the black alderman ain't going to vote against her. So now, what you gotta figure out now is who's going to be the black shepherd? Who is going to be the person that is responsible? Who's going to be the person that is responsible for bringing black people on board? That is the role that is up right now. Who will be the person that lords over? Let me say lords over. Who will be the person that directs the funds, the resources through the black community? So now if I'm looking around and I'm playing power dynamics, I say the biggest vacuum in the mayor's camp, and she's got to know it, is black people. If I step into the gap now, by one, who is one of the mayor's biggest concerns? Treasurer Melissa Conyers-Irvin. You take her off. Now what you've got is the city treasurer, the mayor, and the chairman of the Black Caucus working as a triumvirate. Right? And now if I'm Alderman Irvin, when I know that there's billions of dollars in federal resources, guess what? Who is going to be the person that distributes those federal resources? Got it? So if I'm Alderman Irvin and I'm looking at the landscape, I say, who is going to be the person that is able to distribute the funds and be able to move over the black community for 2 years? And so for 2 years in office, because we don't really know that there will be someone that runs against the mayor, right? So right now, what Alderman Irvin has done has been able to secure himself, at least with the mayor. Now what we got to find out is will the Black Caucus still stand behind him? Because it becomes almost like, by saying that the chairman of the Black Caucus is supporting the mayor, it gives the tacit understanding that the mayor has the support of the Black Caucus. Does that make sense? And so now what you've got to wonder is, will Alderman Irvin survive the spot? Can I tell y'all something? Because I need to put this in perspective for y'all. The same spot that Jason Irvin is playing for is the same spot that Willie Wilson was playing for. I know everybody, right? Because I just need for y'all to take y'all. I need for y'all to understand that this is a power dynamic. This ain't personal at this point. So the reason that Willie Wilson stepped up for Lori Lightfoot, the reason that Anthony Beale stepped up for Lori Lightfoot, the reason that Jason Irvin is stepping up for Lori Lightfoot is because everybody recognizes that there is a hole in who is going to be the person that is responsible for the black community. Y'all, it's whether you like the person or not, the mayor is at the top. There's a Latino, there's a black, there's a Chinese, there's a Mexican. There's somebody for everybody. Somebody is playing for the distribution of the resources. Now, you can say what you want because you don't like Alderman Irvin. You can say what you don't like because you don't like Alderman Beale. You can say you don't like it if it was because it was Willie Wilson. But the spot exists. Unfortunately for us, no matter who gets the spot, they'll get killed. There will never be an opportunity to distribute resources because we're going to kill whoever gets the spot because that's the Uncle Tom sellout. So in the meantime, and it's funny because, Mike, you said, did being a young Democrat corrupt my mind? No, being a young Democrat helped me understand how this works. And while we all talking smack, it's like all the smack talkers, nobody's bringing no resources home. We can blame it to whoever. But can I tell you what? I spent 5 years in the wilderness with people clapping while I starved. And everybody will tell you to take the sacrifice. Jump off the cliff, kill yourself. I'm straight, though. So, as I've told you before, the key is not letting the people that get put in the spots forget who we are. They get to pick who we are. And unfortunately for us, because I would just tell you like this. There are very limited open doors. I was talking to, if you have been trained to see things a certain way, if you are trained to see things a certain way, how you want them to be, not how they actually are, it's like, hey, cuz, there's been I would tell you, that we find more ways, and can I also say, can I just be like this? Do y'all know that all these people got an office? Do y'all know that? Because it's always interesting that it comes to me, right? Like I'm ready to go with whoever. Y'all got a plan? Let's go. But it's so. My challenge oftentimes is we don't want to recognize the power dynamics that exist. And so what essentially happens is we murder everything with no plan. Everything is murdered with no plan. It's the Mays Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages. We'll be back. We're going to continue this conversation. And then we're going to talk about starting the story. There's a story that starts, if you start the story in the middle, then you may not know how the main characters got to be who they are. It's the Mays Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Mays Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality Black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe Black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of Black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:35 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update. In sports, the Chicago White Sox lose to the Tigers 4-3. Their magic number to clinch the AL Central is 2. Over the traffic on the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop is 81 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare is 30. On the Eden from Deerfield to Exchange is 78 minutes. Exchange back to Deerfield will be 42. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 78 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 47. The Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 72 minutes. Outbound will be 50. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 74 minutes. 30 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 26 minutes to the Loop, 18 minutes back to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson is 11 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 8. On the north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr is 8. while Bryn Mawr back to Randolph is 19. Today's weather, it is currently 66 and raining. Expect rain throughout the early morning and late nights. Today will be a high of 75 with a low of 61. Now here's So Good on the Mays Jackson Show.
I don't know what you did, but you did it right. Girl, you make it look so easy. Everywhere you go, there's turning left and right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20 piece. Cause girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that clothes on, why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that clothes on, girl, why you gotta look so good? I can look and see you're not an average chick. You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad as I wanna check. Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put your clothes on. It's something about you. When you put your clothes on. When you're waking up straight out of bed, girl, why you gotta look
You
so
are listening to the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler. That's Mr. Business in the front, party in the back. Live on Facebook, live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Thank y'all. Appreciate all y'all. Let me.
Facebook going crazy today, man. They hit 214 today.
They hit 214 today. Dang, hey man, you got the Riis. I just put another one up on you.
Oh,
I just put another. I just put another pin on the board. I've been smacking stuff to the backboard.
Now you're gonna smack 200 on there.
I just put it on the backboard. Yeah, okay. Boosie going crazy. What you doing, Boosie? You over there snizzapping. All right, yeah, man. I was just thinking about this, right? So, you know, I have been, I've been in this game for about 20 years. Few things. Hey, Riis, can you do me a favor? I'm going to run through this. Hold on. Yvonne, I'm on air. I'm going to send Riis down. Okay, cool. Can you grab that for me, Riis? I'm going to do that. Sorry. So, you know, I was thinking about this, and I always think of, I was thinking of that 5 Heartbeats. And I was thinking about that scene. Remember that scene? When dude got into it, he was in the front row. He was like, dude got into a fight. He was like, every night I got to prove my love. So it's a tough position to be, Mays Jackson, because everybody got a vote, everybody got a judgment, everybody got something to say, and I accept it. I'm not free. It's not freezing. Sometimes I got to think about how I want to say things in a way that make the most sense. I would think about when me and Carrie watch TV on the couch. You know, Carrie's always busy, and I'll be sitting down when I got the remotes, and I always have the remote. She starts and says, she's like, "Where's this movie start?" I mean, what is this, a movie? She'll say two things. Is this a series or a movie? Then she'll say, where we at in the movie? How long has it been on? Because oftentimes we recognize that in movies, if you join it in the middle, you may not know the origins of your favorite superhero or villain. You may not know the intertwinings, the struggles. You may not know when someone's life was saved. You may not know how we even got here. Real talk. You may not know how Mays Jackson is sitting here. If you ain't never... So I often tell people, until you walk in someone's shoes, and you know, I offer a lot. But my job here is to give you the information. What you choose to do with it is what you choose to do with it. My friends don't have to be your friends. I've never, but one of the things that I have learned, and I will always say, and I'll maintain it, you never forget your friends. Because on the days when the people who joined the book in the middle weren't there, on the days when I could have never been here, on the days when people said he can't be in the room, it's funny who demands the choices that they want you to make. You know, I think about Carrie all the time, and the fact that every day I get on this show and I talk about elected officials. Every single day. Every single day. And what it has to be, because you fit in that space. And I think that people they really don't care about, like, they care about their self-interest, and I'm cool because I got to take care of my family. But I often feel like we have you don't have to wait on me. If you got something in your crawl, go do it. Go deal with it. I got 500 people trying to hit me in the head. I'm not going to take the swing at the person that ain't trying to hit me at the head when I got 500 that's trying to hit me in the head. Now, if you feel like you want to go do that, go do it. Go. Be. But I just think, like, I don't let no white people pick my friends, and I ain't letting no black people pick my friends. Now, at the end of the movie, if it comes down to the showdown, and we got to be in the showdown, then I deal with that when it comes to that point. But we got so many other things to deal with. And if that's something you want to deal with, right. Like, you call me up, say let's take an action. But it's always interesting how people will tell you to commit suicide and we'll watch. And can I just tell you, I just need for y'all to be 100% clear. Who has been voted out by black folks? Who? Mays, run up the hill. We ain't got no plan, and kill yourself, and we ain't even sat down and talked about a plan. Now, you can have all the judgment. You can feel all the judgment. You can say all the stuff you want to say, right? It's just like my cousins. I got cousins that I kick it with, cousins that I don't. I don't agree with everything that everybody does. But I judge all my relationships on a case-by-case basis. And when people tell me to deny you When people say, why you talk to him? That person is a troublemaker. That person is this. Don't nobody get to pick my damn friends. And can I just tell you, everybody got something to say about everybody. Because you know what? We dump on all of each other. So you mad at this person over here. So when they see you, they be like, man, why you doing with that person? Man, you know they with this organization, they this, they that, they this. And every black person that I come into got a beef with somebody else black, and somebody telling you that this person is a sellout because he didn't do what I said this day, and we all screwed. Let me just be like this real quick. And let me just be clear, real clear. My book has a beginning, a middle, and I'm not going to say I'm not looking forward to the end. But I hope that in the end, when you look at the math and you look at and you do all of it and you sum it all up, whether you understood it today, whether you understand it 20 years from now, my goal is to move us forward. I didn't choose this life. I'll be honest with you. I really wish I didn't know none of this. I really wish that I was comfortable just kicking it and making money. Because being with Negroes, you can't win no kind of way. You can't. I got to be clear, right? Like, the last 5 years, didn't nobody be like, we going to take up a collection for you. Everybody clapped. Nobody said, you hungry? What's up with you? Now, I'm not going to say that I haven't been able to count on some people, and I got to say that. But I also say you can't win for losing with black people. And I just got to say, fight. It's plenty of battles to fight. It's plenty. It's plenty. Pick one. But you're not picking mine. Okay? I just need to be clear. For whoever. Nobody picks my friends. Because those friends are the same people that, and the conversations that we have in public and the conversations that we have in private are different. But it don't change who we are. Some things we agree on, some things we don't agree on. But what we know is, when the white boy get on the horse, I know at 5 o'clock in the morning who I can call. I do. So it is what it is. Hey, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. Riis. Alderman Irvin has decided that he is going to, my bet with Alderman Irvin is, he betting that even if the mayor don't win, he got 2 years to pass out the black portion of that money. Now, my question is, what if Alderman Irvin goes into the room, and we all know that right now he's walking into the room, who are the people and what are we going to demand of him to be able to walk back? Does that make sense right there? So y'all know that Alderman Irvin just walked into the room. We 27, we go back to Young Democrats, and I'm telling you what I see. So now that what's incumbent is, if he walks into the room and we know he walked into the room, then that's what I'm going to tell you. Tyrone, everybody else, we know that Jason Irvin has now stepped into that space. I would suggest that before we go knock his office down, that we go over there, walk over there, go to his office, let's take a lawyer, and let's lay out a list of demands. Now, in the event that he ignores you, because you know he's got the open door policy, that's when you take action. But I'm just walk up and be like, you big old, but no, I'm going to say, for 2 years, remember when the Democrats told us to starve for 2 years or 4 years? Remember when it was Bruce Brown and they said we just won't give nobody, Negroes, nothing for 2 years, and we sat it out. We sat it out, and then they came back, they reelected Democrats, and we still ain't getting nothing. Correct? We sat it out. I'm not going to ever tell you to sit it out. I'm going to say, that's the dude with the bag. Let's go see him. Now, it means one thing for me to call him up and say, hey, now here's what we got to see if Jason Irvin will be. Because you don't like Jason. That's cool. But if Jason is applying for the same spot that Willie Wilson was trying to get, that everybody knows exists, that has been shirked. But now that you know that, and Todd, my point is, so let's go ride down on Jason, not on some we finna kick your ass. Hey, Alderman, we see that you've aligned with the mayor. We see she's aligned. Todd, when I saw the video yesterday, she said they had $20 million for violence, for outreach, blah, 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 blah. The first thing that crossed my mind was, you know, as your lobbyist, but I'm going to get you, Chad going to be a lobbyist. But as your lobbyist, the first thing that went through my mind was, we got to get some of that money for Tyrone. Or are we suggesting that because he went into that, we're going to just sit it out? I'm not ever for sitting out any of the money. Never. I'm not going to say we should starve. I'm not going to say we should starve to prove a point. I used to do that with my parents. I'm mad at my parents, so I'm not going to eat. Okay, nigga, starve. No, Jason, for 2 years, we got to deal with this mayor. So if we got to deal with the mayor and Jason, you walked in the door, then we expect to see you. And if not, it ain't just Mays on the radio. It's all these people that won't, they all going to be right there with me. We all got the back. And for Paula, I just need to tell you, we've been in a pandemic for a year and a half. Jesus. Now, let me go back. I have rule number 1 in the 48 laws of power: never outshine the master. Do you know that everybody that got to be the master at some point was in proximity? You have to be in proximity to even know that there's a play to be made. And if you don't got nobody in the room, you don't even know it's happening. Do you realize that Vladimir Putin worked for Boris Yeltsin? Right? Now, Boris Yeltsin was the top of the power, but he was weak in the mud. When old boy saw his power, he took it, and now he's the most powerful dude in Russian history. See, it's hard to strategize. It's hard when you allow emotions to get in between you and your objective. My objective is defined and get to access the economics. I ain't looking for social. I'm looking to access the economic opportunity in every place. And if I don't have anyone there that I know, how do I even know? See, it's you can't kill the master if you ain't even in proximity. Remember Julius Caesar? You can't kill the king if you can't even get in the room. It's like I've had to navigate this space of trying to be a free black man in a world where every Negro is willing to be like, not every, but where people get points for taking whacks at you. Where people get to say, man, I tried to hurt Mays, and that's what gives you props. And the black folks that piled on and watched and did their whole thing. And I had to figure out a way to live when all the people that was cheering would watch you. They'd be like, damn, you see what they did to Mays today? That was that was before the middle of the story. And so when everybody reaches out now, before we got to the middle of the book where everybody like, woohoo! It's all of that time in the dirt. It's all of that time in the mud. It's all of that information that you were accessible, that you could learn, that you could teach, that we could be in a position today. Do you understand that if I wasn't in proximity to quote unquote power, we wouldn't be having none of these damn conversations? None. I ask, how many people are we able to help standing outside? Now, I'm going to tell you, Jason Irvin has a responsibility. And it's on us to hold him to it. But who gon' tell me who is the person that is okay to access the funds that y'all gonna approve? Please tell me. Please tell me who is black enough that is gonna have access to the funds. We can get to Jason Irvin. You ain't getting to the mayor. And what work are we willing to put in? Not Mays. Mays' platform can talk about all stuff all day long. It is the people power behind it. Now, what's the action we gonna take? I gotta ask y'all. Because it's tough. And I feel like Jason Irvin, like when I first saw it, I went crazy. But I will tell you that I've known Jason since we was in our 20s. And there's probably not a shrewder politician out there. Now we got to make sure he get a root. He got to get some walls on Riis's skating rink. But I think when you pay attention, what he's doing is positioning himself to be in play on all the major issues. Now I'm going to tell you, be ready for them to slide some fake reparations to us. We can't accept that. And we don't got to accept it. But I do feel like, hey, y'all. We got to have a plan going forward, and the plan can't just be mad. The plan can't just be everybody ain't nothing. The plan can't be what May's going to do. Now, I'm willing to work with everybody on almost anything. And the things that I ain't going to work on, I ain't tell you what you can't do. It's funny to me because I be asking people, do they want to run for office? Don't nobody want to run for office? It's funny because that's Kerry was like, man, you complain every day. Why you don't run? I say we want to put a slate together, but nobody wants to be the sacrifice. Everybody, it's too much. Everybody got something to do. Everybody got plenty of things to do. Whew. And it's like, I'm okay supporting people. I'm okay with supporting y'all. I'm okay with supporting your initiatives. I'm okay with being part of. Part of the reason that, Todd said, Mays, you need to provide a roadmap. One of the reasons that I shy away from all of those type of things is because it only opens you up to more criticism. It's like the whole world is going on, and it only opens you up to more criticism from the people that you want to help. Like, you could demonstrate every day, all day, and people will still be like, you did it. You could give your whole life. You could sacrifice. You could be on the ground. People will step over you and be like, why didn't you? It's Mace Jackson Show. We got a what's in it for the... What? Man, you want a show? You can have a show. It's what the network is for. Everybody can have a platform. I choose what I talk about on mine. You choose what you talk about on yours, and I make it open for whoever else wants to be there. Y'all make sure that y'all tune in to the Maze Jackson Show. Y'all make sure y'all tune in to the Maze Jackson Show. It's crazy to me that I could bleed, blood, sweat, and tears every day. And it's like, we can still find a reason. You ain't did enough. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm back. We'll be back tomorrow. Look, for Maze, Ruthie, Riis. Are we gonna say Todd? Did we vote? Tomorrow we gonna have a vote on whether Todd stays on the title.
He's still on. I would say just because he's still on the title on the screen, like he in a picture, so you gotta say him. You gotta say him right now.
Yep. I'm gonna tell you. All right, so Todd. It is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, for Maze, Riis, Ruthie, and sometimes Todd. I am the host, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? If you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we up out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Today, the Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater. But she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history. All because they did get a victory.